Alrighty then. I'm gonna try. I haven't tried the slow playback. Yeah, this is exactly what I thought it would be. It is just really slow. I don't know what I expected. Maybe it'll let me play This Is What You Are, though, because I cannot play this song very well yet. Whoops, I still played that wrong. Wrong one. I need to find the lyrics for this song. I need to get the semichord tones for that song because I actually really like that song. All the way out here in the yeah, the sacrifice tones. Well, I want to get the sacrifice tones, and then I want to get the series tones. I think there's only one series tone. Yeah, because the series tone, for some reason, is "This Is What You Are." I don't know why it is the series tone, but it is. You think that maybe that one would be in Lua, but it's not. Or the Void, because it's. You think it'd be either a Lua tone or a Void tone, but it's a series tone for some reason. So I want to get those three tones most of all. Um, though, I was doing the defection missions, and I got an ash part, but it's not the ash part I want. I want the ash. The only part about Ash I care about is his systems for the smoking body and from her. But I got his neuroptics and his chassis. So I need both the Ash systems and the Haro systems, both of which I am hoping to acquire from this defection mission. I'm not worrying about Borrow, because Borrow's stuff kind of sucks right now, to be honest with you. Do, do, do. Do, 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 do. Ooh, 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 ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh. Mm, 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 mm.
Survivors of this devastation.
I used to be able to do We All Live Together a lot better, but I haven't practiced that song in a while. It's a good song though.
Don't be alarmed by the crew. They're Grenier defectors, rescued by Steel Meridian, but too broken to join their ranks. Instead, they've banded together in search of a more peaceful life. They call themselves Kavor.
Okay.
I've located the first group of survivors. Find them and escort them to the waiting transport. The infestation is airborne.
Oh shoot, wrong,
The med boosters scattered throughout the ship
fine.
are their only hope for survival.
Oh, your Kuberos pick up motes. That's new. At least to me.
You may use this console to send a signal.
Oh, and actually,
survivors to hurry.
oh yeah, Michael told me that. I remember now, Michael told me that they can pick up, modes. I wonder if MOAs could pick them up. I could imagine they, I imagine they could. I'm pretty close to building my MOA, actually. Turn my headphones down a little. But my MOA is gonna be a defensive MOA. I was debating building a offensive MOA, but I decided, I think a defensive MOA would work better. Because the defensive MOA gets the shield generator and the shockwave, two of which are like the best abilities for the MOAs. The utility MOA has some really good abilities, but they don't work very well right now, and they haven't fixed the MOAs yet. They're AI.
Look what I found. The Carrefour.
Oh, you... Why are you... Okay. Why didn't you move out with everyone else? So... probably not today. I'm hoping to get the Horo systems and maybe even the Ash systems. I'm not too worried about the Ash systems, but mainly the Horo systems. If I can get the Horo systems today, which I hope I will be able to, then by the while Horo's actually building, because it's going to take about 4 days for him to build, I'm going to work on getting my MOA. I'm going to work on both Nightwave and getting my MOA, because at Nightwave rank 11 I get an Orchid Reactor, which I will gonna slap on Horo.
Too many noises.
I'm actually not too far away from rank 11. I'm on rank 8 right now. So by the time the new weekly acts roll around, I should be able to get it fairly readily and easily.
Show me the way.
But this is, as far as I know, the easiest way to farm for the Horo systems. I've seen people have to do this upwards of like 60 times though. It's expected that you have to do this for about 10 to 11 times is what I've seen on the wiki is expected. However, I know we all know how Warframe is. So with Warframe, it may be 30 tries until I get it. Okay. You know, I was thinking about why Wisp is such like a good Warframe, and you know, she's really good for quite a few reasons. She has a very she's probably one of the most versatile Warframes in the game right now. Her moveset, her ability set is really interesting. Because obviously her main ability are her motes. But Wisp is supposed to be, why are you, okay, they're going that way for some reason. I thought they were going the other way. But Wisp is the, it's kind of like the solar Warframe, the Warframe of the sun. And because that doesn't have really much constraint to it, it really gave DE a lot of work to go with. I mean, I would say Wisp is the Warframe of the sun, like the solar Warframe, but she's also kind of like the plant Warframe, who just like harnesses the solar energy, if that makes sense. But like that really is a broad like description, because you know you got like got certain Warframes like Excalibur, who's the sword Warframe, like. The sword Warframe, that's really specific. And like Hydroid, the water Warframe, and Naros, the sand Warframe, those are all very specific things that you can't really expand on too much. I mean, Inaros is interesting because he's like the mummy. And everyone compares Inaros to the mummy, and I'm like, yes, we know. Inaros is supposed to be a mummy. We got the joke, guys. I don't know, I just think that Wisp, I think she needs a nerf. I don't want to see her nerfed, but you know, in all honesty, I love her. But by God, she's really good. And I mean, I don't think she's better than a lot of frames. I just think that she needs to be more focused like other frames, because she's really good at a lot of things, which is I think one of the main reasons why she's just so busted. And also having it so any ally, including non-players, can pick up the motes has really made Wisp just like really essential for excavations, defenses, anything really. Anything that requires you protecting. In order to really get the distance, you need to have a Wisp. No nerfing Wisp. They need. I'm just saying. I wouldn't be surprised if they did, because she was really good to begin with. Then they buffed her. They legitimately buffed her. And I don't know why. Longer near Maniac. Show your face, please. I want to kill you. I need the ash systems, please. Other Warframes that need a nerf. Because I think other Warframes need a nerf, not just Wisp. I think, Limbo, he is interesting. I don't know if he needs nerf, but his rework definitely made him really good. And not just really good for Cataclysm and Stasis, but you can actually get some pretty good combos outside of just those. Like, Limbo is really good for, defections also. Why are you almost down? You were in the healing area. How the okay. I don't know how he didn't even go to a down state. That was not fair. But they nerfed Limbo, so when they reworked him, he was really good. His stasis and his cataclysm had essentially the same duration, and they realized that that was way too good. So they're like, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna nerf it, and they nerfed it by making stasis half the duration of cataclysm. Which, like, I guess that's a nerf, but it wasn't really a nerf because it just made you have to cast your stasis twice as often, and that isn't really a big issue for Limbo players, because Limbo players don't have to worry about energy due to the Rift passively regenerating Limbo's energy. At least to me. Maybe that's also because I'm a Zenir player, so.
Success. A group of crew members has reached the transport.
Okay. Coming from B now.
And for more survivors.
I definitely think Madurai, or not Madurai, Zenirk in my opinion is the best school. I know others disagree, but it is widely accepted that the best school has been and still is Zenirk. And the whole point of Focus 2.0, partly was because DE recognized that Zenirk was so good and that the other focus schools were not nearly compared to the almighty power of Zenirk. And even after the rework, I think Zenirk is still the best. How are you still low? You better not die randomly too. I don't really care if you do. Oh no, I didn't mean to send you out. God bless it. I'm gonna have to heal this guy. Oh no, he got healed. Okay. But I think definitely the most underwhelming school is Yunaru, which I know is Michael's school of choice, and he still lives by it. Which, I mean, more to him, I guess. I don't see the appeal of Yunaru. Like, I see the appeal of it because it's a very all-around school. But the issue is, it's an all-around school. Like, that's it's not really focused on anything. And because of that, it's not really good at a lot. Like, it's versatile, I suppose, but it's not good at being versatile. It's like a Swiss Army knife. It is a multi-tool, but it's not a very good multi-tool. If that makes sense. I mean, my main gripe with Yunaru is their starting ability. Void Thorns is the name of it. It's not very good, and Michael insists that it is good, but I beg to differ, to be honest. And the numbers simply show that Void Thorns, or Void Spines, that's the name of it. Void Spines is not that fantastic. Yunaru does have some good abilities. Like they have a passive armor buff, which I think is pretty good. It's similar to Madurai and their damage buff. Yunaru has an armor buff, which that actually is like legitimately pretty decent. Because I think I prefer armor over anything else. I don't really like what mode do I not have modes here? Well, that's why I don't have modes here. That'll be fine. Don't die on me yet. Because if you're wondering, this is why my main gripe with Hildurin. I don't like Hildurin because Hildurin is all about shields. I don't like shields that much. I honestly think that health and armor is vastly superior to shields. And the only way that you can make shields really good is if you have Arcane Nullifier. If you don't have Arcane Nullifier, then there's really no good point to have shields. At least in my opinion, because Arcane Nullifier, what it does is... What is dropped here? Ooh. Arcane Nullifier is, max strength is 102% chance to resist magnetic damage. Which magnetic damage obviously is what depletes your shields instantaneously. When you take a magnetic proc, it depletes your shields pretty much entirely at the instant you take it. And Hildurin is 90% shields. That's her health, and her whole ability is that she gives other players shields and sucks enemy shields and armor to get her more shields. However, I don't really think that's because of the magnetic damage being a thing. I simply just don't think it's that good of a thing. Apparently, I killed the Manic here. But so if you have Arcane Nullifier, I think Hildurin is like a decent frame. I don't think she's. Michael mainly wants her to choose the Grendel missions. So I guess, you know, all for that. However, that sounds like a lot of work. It sounds like a lot of work to get one frame so you can farm another. Oh, Lord have mercy. What are you stuck on? Oh my god. I'm just gonna let him die. I'm just gonna let him die. I can 10 can die before I fail the missions. I'm just gonna let that one die over there. I simply do not care. Unless I have no choice but to let them die. Because if not, then I can't complete the squad. Y'all are smart. Natural selection took the other one. We don't really care about him. Alright, they should be good. Once they get past the A checkpoint, they're pretty fine. Yeah, they kind of deserved it though. That wasn't my fault. You know, there was legitimately nothing I could do about that one Lotus. Like, that legitimately was not my fault. The other one was partly my fault. Neo A3 Relic. Nope. We're getting out of here.
Survivors have just reached the safety of our transport. Keep them coming.
I'm going the wrong way. Okay. I didn't get anything good this time around. So what are you up to? Because I've just been talking quite a bit. You haven't really been saying nothing other than that we can't nerf Wisp. Come on, I just want the horror systems. It's all I want. Are you doing the sortie? I bet you're having fun with that. I have 2 blueprints for the Hildurin chassis. But if you look, my modular, I need Echo Winder stuff. What I need mostly is Echo Winder. I need 1 Echo Winder endoscopic sensor. I need 20 Brookie Muon batteries. And then I need about 25 more Verudio alloy. Actually, about 30 more Verudio alloy. And then at that point, I'll be able to make my MOA. So that's actually pretty cool. The best way to get a lot of supplies from the best way to get a lot of supplies from the Orvalos without actually having to go mining or fishing or anything is to do the Exporter Orb. However, because I know exactly what I need to get, I'm just gonna go, well, not right now, but when I get around to it, actually, give me a second. I'm just gonna fish. Maybe I'll do a whole stream where it's just me and I'm going fishing because I gotta fish at least 20 brookies. Looking at something real quick. I'm looking up its drop table to make sure I'm doing the right thing. Just tier 2. Yeah, I'm doing the right thing. Yep, because last time I got the Neo A3 relic, which is here. If I wanted to get Axie relics, I should do rotation C, but I really do not care about the relics right now. I am only in this for the horror part. I'm being honest with you. And apparently Enduring Strike is something that you can get too. It is a melee mod, and what it does is it's 20% additional combo count chance on lifted enemies. And I am not quite sure what it means by lifted enemies, but you know. Someone's legit it's called Biz. It's like cursed Pepsi. It's best business. Even more cursed Pepis. Wait. Yeah. So Trinity Prime and Nova Prime are coming out soon. Or, well, they're being unbolted, rather. And I'm debating whether or not to get them. Because I want Trinity Prime, and I'm jealous that Michael has Trinity Prime, but Trinity Prime's bolted, and she's kind of expensive. Oh shoot, okay. I can't turn my headset any further down, or else it just straight up mutes it, so I guess that's stuff. And I like Nova a lot. And I have Nova's deluxe skin. So I was like, I mean, I have Nova. However, I wouldn't really mind getting rid of Nova for switching her out for a Nova Prime. It's just a side grade. This is the first time I've had a different version of this tile set.
The med boosters scattered throughout the ship are their only hope for survival.
They're only scattered off the ship, Lotus. There's only like 3 of them. Alright, everyone move along. But I mainly want Trinity Prime, because if I have Trinity Prime, then I'll have the trifecta of supports. Wisp, Haro, and Wisp. This person just shit about the Gorgon. God damn. Everyone leave. Ooh. I also just want to get I want to get an energy vampire build on Trinity if I could. Because the energy vampire build just fucking destroys enemies.
Locating more survivors.
They're on their way.
Have just reached the safety of our transport. Keep them coming.
I don't know what weapons come along with the Trinity and Nova Prime. I'll have to look actually. I also don't know what like attachments come with it. The next Prime I'm pretty sure is a Neza Prime, and I'm not really I don't really care about Neza Prime if I'm being honest with you. I don't really like Neza. Outside of Neza being a trap, like there is nothing really interesting about Neza in my opinion. Well, I mean actually, okay, I'll take that back. Neza is actually a pretty decent frame at the time being, because I'm pretty sure they changed how some of the mechanics of Neza. so like he's actually kind of good now, which is why a lot more people are playing him. But I just don't really find his abilities that interesting to me. To how I usually play the game. I don't care. But why on every defection mission is this glitched door? It's on every single one I've done so far. I don't know why. It's kind of weird.
Still survivors to be evacuated, but this operation is becoming increasingly risky. You have to seek extraction when you feel you can no longer protect the crew.
Yeah.
There's another group of survivors looking for an
We'll be here
escort.
for at least 6 more
A
squads,
group of crew
Lotus.
members has reached the transport.
Get your horses up in here. We got an escort for y'all.
And know why you help.
Why not?
Trust and no school. No choice.
I mean, if you call me a school, I might actually just leave. Like, I have the choice to evacuate right now and leave y'all to die to the infested, so you know. I suppose maybe you want to watch your words with that one, mate. Another sculpture for the grab you all. I only have one of those. I am missing, as you know. God bless it. Okay, that's not how I wanted to. It'll be okay. People at the A is just gonna. Ooh! You too, for fuck's sake. Man, these defection people are really getting on my nerves. But the only one I'm missing so far is actually a pretty common sculpture. You can go on your way. And I'm gonna let you stay here for a second and then I'll send you out. Okay, you can leave now too. Y'all are draining my blasted energy. I gotta refill this thing. And they're fine. As long as they aren't red up in my HUD, then I don't really care. I was actually trying to find out what I want to put on those walls that you're putting those Einstein sculptures on. I don't really know what I want to put on that wall. I haven't figured out yet. I was gonna put my okay. I was gonna put on the whatchamacallits? The pictures, the drawings from the Glass Gambit. I was gonna put those on the wall right there, but I decided not to. I might put I have some posters I might put up on there instead.
Means peace. Let us go.
Unlike you, I pretty much have all of my decorations concentrated in my personal quarters, because I like to have my personal quarters looking snazzy. Alright, everyone get to be together now. And move. Oh. Oh, excuse me. I had the urge to sneeze right there.
Even the Tenno cannot save you.
Grenier Manic. He's here to kill
Majority
the
of stuff is in
defectors.
there. Well, yeah, I know, but you have By majority of my stuff in my personal quarters, I mean almost all of it, and by almost all of it, I mean there's only 2 items that are not located in there. You have your pedestal primes and your busts and other stuff like in your bridge room in the front of your ship.
Hurts. It's killing me.
Where's the other person
I
at?
found a new group of survivors.
Is it there's only... Oh, the other one
Crew
must have
members
reached
have
already.
the transport.
That makes sense.
Your betrayal breathes fire into my soul. I
Okay.
find you, Careful.
Last time I checked, nobody cares, Sargus Rock. Rickettsia, but, just nobody cares. Whoops. That's what I wanted to do.
Close one.
No, it wasn't. I just accidentally got on the gun.
Need quiet. You make them quiet?
However, if you want to get Ash, which I don't know why you would, because I have Ash Prime and I don't really like him that much. But, if you want to get Ash, this is the way to do it. You can farm both Ash and Haro at once, and also get some pretty good relics. If you're really feeling it. This is the best way to farm Ashes to my knowledge, so.
Show me the way. I live.
Man, they don't take smart paths. All of them took different paths, and oh, Lord have mercy. I wish they would fix the A on defections, but I know they won't because no one does defections, because defections suck and they know it. It's not a fun game mode. I'm only doing it because I don't have any other choice.
Need help.
We're almost to the med booster. Y'all can move out.
More Sikat go with you. Okay.
It's always the straggler that's the issue.
Die here?
Oh shoot, I just realized that the A thing is on 0%. Shoot, my controller's dead. Not the time to do it. That person's gonna die there, but I don't really care.
We've lost one. Keep crew
Don't
members
care.
alive.
I am
Lose too
looking
many and we'll be
for
forced to abort the mission.
my charger. Actually, you know what? I don't like my other controller, but I'm just going to use my other controller for the time being. Remind me to grab my charger out after I finish this mission. I don't like this controller very much, but it's charged, so you know. That's what matters right now. I had to get my way to B. For them, though. What's that in there real quick? Alright. So I have about a 1 in 10 chance of getting this this part that I want. And I've done it about 4 times, 5 times now. So mathematically speaking, I should be getting it semi-soon. But Warframe doesn't like math and doesn't like probability. Because like I've said, I've gotten adaptation, which is a 2% chance. How are they all down?
Protect the remaining survivors.
How the actual fuck are you? Oh my god. Man, this round has really just sucked. This just sucks. Well, it's just you, so you might as well go on. All your buddies are dead. I don't know how the hell all your buddies are dead, because, you know, they didn't take that much damage.
Go with you. Okay.
Tyler was gonna help me do this, but Tyler's out of town. Because I helped Tyler do a bunch of stuff, so you like, I feel like he owes me the favor, and he said he was down to help me. Okay, you should be good. All the way over there. Some just stunks. There are some,
Scanning for additional crew.
oh man, we're going!
Crew will
Wee! Oh man.
Not even the Tenno will keep you safe.
Yeah, where's your near main? Okay, I might actually die here. Wait, I forgot quick thinking. Never mind. I'll be fine. Forgot that quick thinking was a thing that I currently have on my list. Making me. Yeah, but quick thinking worked in there too. You can see I'm at 2 HP. So I'm no longer going to be getting health from... I'm no longer going to be getting health. I'm just only going to be using my energy. So health energy, or energy pickups or health pickups for the time being, and I'm okay with that. Technically, it doesn't really matter how many survivors escape in a squad as long as one escapes. You just can't let that number reach 10. There are actually instances where you are required to get all of these squad members rescued. Because I think there is, like, Steel Meridian has an instance where they can have defection as a syndicate mission. And that requires you to get all the squad members in, or out rather, I believe. Alright, I'm just gonna let them be for a second. I gotta drop this off. Okay. And they are at A, so they should be not dying as fast.
Go on.
There you go.
But we cannot fight.
Someone's name is Plant Daddy Prime. I think the favorite name that I've seen in this game. There's someone down over there. Wait, no, they're not down. Why is this? Oh. They also need to fix the HUD because this guy is not down, so why is it giving me the downed thing? 15 plat for 2 pistol ribbons. Is that for each of them or for both of them? Because 15 plat for 15 plat each is pretty good. 15 plat for 2 is not. 15 plat for each is about what is normal, actually. Those pistol ribbons aren't as expensive. What are they going to be now? So 15 plat is normal for pistol ribbons. That is the normal price for a singular pistol ribbon. How the hell do I get you? Oh, over here. For both, it's not good. No, that you're selling them for about half off. So if you want to give someone a really good deal, I don't think that's very good. But 15 plat is the time to send. God. Oh no. Okay, it's just the red veil. Okay, we're fine. I mean, it's still really annoying. But no, I don't think that that's not good. Maybe the price is different on PS for PlayStation's PC because it's 15 on PlayStation for one, and maybe that's gone down because of the Get the Lotus thing recently. But it shouldn't. It still should not be that cheap. Why is someone still down here? Where is it saying someone is at? Oh. If you already made the deal with them, I guess I can't really say anything, but you learned your lesson, I suppose. And if you didn't already make the deal, then I would suggest not making the deal, period. Because I personally don't think that's a very good deal. God damn, these Veil operatives are really annoying.
We lost one.
How did I lose one? There's only... Power Systems Blueprint, are fucking out of here. Hell yeah, brother. Fuck the red veil.
Power cells for the med booster.
Don't care about your med booster. I'm out of here. I got what I wanted. Sweet. Oh, it's awesome. I'm so happy. It actually wasn't as bad. I had to. I think it took me longer to get the Neuroptics than it did the systems. Although I actually had more fun getting the Neuroptics than the systems. The Neuroptics was a spy mission. I actually like spy missions. Whew. So that was pretty good. I'm actually extremely happy. I don't really sound extremely happy, but trust me, I am. Ugh. Man. So we got those horrors. Hopefully, please don't require argon crystals. I have one, but I would need to get another one. Systems. Nope, but it needs Chirotic. Of course it does, because the two things I don't have an abundance of is Chirotic, because of the Formorian. and argon crystals. I don't really have an excuse for the whatchamacallit though. I'm tired of using Wisp though. I like Wisp as much as the next guy, but I prefer using other frames. Like
Do you remember the old war? Peter? Order seems to have misplaced those memories.
Farouk, I'm gonna have you use Cobra and Crane. Prime looks fine. How does that even look sitting on your hip? That looks kinda dumb, to be honest. And it's the only, although I do have the Daiku. The Daiku actually, the Daiku legitimately does look pretty cool, when holstered. It folds up. And, I think it looks really cool on, especially on Baruch. Because Baruch has the whole flowy kind of look to him, you know. But it's time to go get some Chirotic. I need to... Oh, maybe there is even a... Excavation Void Fissure? Nope, there's not. Screw me. I'm just gonna do one on Earth then. First, though, let me get my charger out and start charging my good controller, because screw my red one. I actually like my red one. I just need to clean it, and yeah, that's mainly what I need to do is clean it. because it's kind of dirty. But for now, I can live with just straight up charging this one. So, how'd that sortie go for you? Because I know you got the other, you got the one thing. Well, what did you, like, legitimately get? Or, what I mean by what you got is, what was the, sortie? I could just say so right now, but, you know. I think it'd be interesting for you to tell me about it. Ugh, no better way to farm Kyronic than Everest on Earth. So I got this temporary fan, because I don't have a new fan yet, and I don't know when I'm getting my new fan. Hopefully sometime next week, early next week is when I would prefer to have it. I prefer to have it right now, actually, when, you know, I'm not really dying. It's actually not terribly hot. Then my body has accustomed to the heat, somewhat, because, you know, before my body was used to the cold weather, but I'm semi used to the warm weather again. But this new fan I got is actually one of my sister's. My sister and Tyler bought it for like $10 at like a Five Below or something. I don't know. Or no, it wasn't a Five Below. It was just Five Below. It's $5 and below. I don't know where they got it, but it's like a desk mounted fan, and man, why is no one protecting this thing? Y'all can die, please. And I gotta say, I actually like this small desk-mounted fan significantly more than I like my old fan. Because number one, it's not as loud. Even though it's like right in front of me, I can't really even hear it that much. And then again, I also have my headphones in, or on rather. But it's not really that noisy. What do we got in our squad? Okay, a bunch of low levels. I mean, the Zephyr's not really. Zephyr's not really that low of a MR, but to be fair, they are playing Zephyrs, so I guess I could speak for their experience. Best part about Sword and Shields is you can throw them. You can throw the shield when you're in air, so kind of acts as a secondary throw in melee.
Excavation complete. Look what we found. Extraction is now available.
Who left the squad? Oh, the Zephyr. Okay. Oh, I didn't even realize there's one over here.
Protect the unit while it extracts the artifact. An artifact has been located. Proceed to the dig site. The Grineer have no armor.
But the only way to use the secondary the secondary throwing attack is if you're in the air. Sort of was a defense, spy, and exterminate. Only one of those sounds not suck, and it's the exterminate. The other two sound really, really annoying. I hate sortie defenses, and I hate sortie spies. Was it Grineer or Corpus? Because if it was Grineer, I don't mind doing the spy, but if it was Corpus, I I am not gonna do it. Could be infested, but infested spies, which do exist. They all use Grineer tile sets.
We need another power cell
for the most part, at least. I'm pretty sure. Maybe I'm sure there's one or two that I've used a Corpus tile set. Who's Corpus? I'm just really bad. I don't know why. I have terrible coordination, but I am really bad at Corpus hacking. Like, really, I am really bad at Corpus hacking. And the only reason I keep so many, the only reason I keep, oh, I hope this isn't OS migration. Nope, it's OS migration. Yay! The only reason I keep so many ciphers on me is because of Grineer, or, Corpus hacking. I can do Grineer hacking and, like, low-level Corpus hacking, but anything past level 40 Corpus hacking, I can't do. And it's also because the controls for hacking on console, for Corpus hacking specifically, is way harder, like, than it is on PC. And I don't know, my brain doesn't like Corpus hacking a lot. If Corpus hacking didn't have you on a time limit, I would be a lot more okay with it, but it puts you on a time limit, which stresses me out. And when I get stressed out, I can't do the hacking. So yeah, that's why I keep so many ciphers on me. I could do Grineer hacking because it doesn't put you on a time limit and it has a straightforward. I'm pretty sure he just shot with my Cooper and Crane out, but okay. I'm not gonna question that. Man, everyone go to sleep, please. My restraint's all the way down, but I'm not gonna bother using my my final. There's no need to. I'll just take the damage reduction instead. Because when your restraint meter is down, then it's damage reduction. Apparently, Baruch's restraint meter used to be called the edge meter, and when Baruch was still being developed, and I love that for some reason. Just the edge meter. Because, you know, everyone said, why did I put that power cylinder? The power was already full. What? Just, okay. But everyone says that Necros is the edgiest Warframe, but the feeling of, like, Baruch, who's a monk, just having that edge on him. It's funny to me for some reason. And his second ability, LOL, used to be called Sedate, which makes it sound like he's drugging them. Like, Baruch has become Bill Cosby in the worst possible sense. I have a bow, you know, a bow would make sense for a monk warframe, but I also have a shotgun pistol, so I'm gonna use that instead. You know, why not? But Baruch with adaptation, and his restraint meter and desolate hands on, is actually surprisingly really tanky. Like, do I think he's the best tank? No, because I have like a Naros. I have a really good Naros build. But I mean, for being a really good CC and a pretty good DPS, he's also a really good tank. The other thing that Baruch is not really good at is being a support. Some people don't think of Baruch as a DPS, but he is with his final ability because he does stupid damage. I honestly argue that LOL, or Serene Storm rather, is better than I argue that it is better than Exalted Blade, which I know is controversial because Exalted Blade is like everyone's favorite ability. But you know, I said it, and I will stand by it. Serene Storm is better than Exalted Blade. At least in my opinion. I explained it to Michael, like, in the terms of like back in ye old days, in the 80s and 90s, not so much anymore, the early 2000s even, how they had PSAs, public service announcements. I know what you know those are. So like Baruch is whenever he uses his Serene Storm, which I'll use it in a second to demonstrate. But he does a PSA Serene Storm. It is wide, does a lot of damage to a lot of people, but is not very good at concentrated like tanky enemies. So for the larger population, Serene Storm is really good. So that's like a PSA. I said on the contrary, Exalted Blade is like personal advice. It is very direct, personal. You know, it's a one-on-one kind of session, like your counselor telling you not to do drugs, as opposed to the dare line telling you not to do drugs. It's your counselor telling you not to do drugs versus the dare line telling your whole class not to do drugs. And I realize that is a very silly and downright kind of stupid explanation. But that's mostly what came to my mind. And specifically, whenever I was thinking of PSAs like Baruch, it reminded me of my favorite PSAs from one of my favorite actors from the 80s and 90s, and that is the one, the only Mr. T. Because I gotta say, the Mr. T PSAs are one of my favorites. There's only two of them that I'm sure there's more, but there's only two of them that I really know. And my favorite one by far, and it's my favorite PSA of all time, is actually the one where Mr. T is sitting in a diner and talking about drugs, and he gets really mad at the camera. He has a glass of milk and he's standing at the bar of the diner, and he's like talking about drugs, thinking about kids doing drugs make my blood boil. And when he says that, he has a glass of milk and he crushes the glass, stands up, faces the camera, and picks the cameraman up and like throws him on the ground. And everyone in the diner, because it's a full diner, everyone in the diner like gets up out of their seats and their faces is like circles the camera, and it's wild. I'm sure you've seen it before. And if not, I'll find it. If not, I'm pretty sure I've seen it to you. I know I've shown it to Michael because it's one of my favorite things. But I thought I might have shown it to you too, because it's my favorite PSA of all time. But that's what Baruch reminds me of, because he's like all restrained at first, but but as soon as people like get on his nerves, he just like crushes the glass of milk and pulls out his fists and just destroys everybody with Serene Storm. It's so dumb. Anyways, that's my comparison of Baruch to Mr. T. Of which nobody wanted, and only you and Michael got. So I hope you're happy. Anyways, Haro Systems. Sweet. That'll be done in 12 hours. And in 12 hours, I'll have Haro building. And I got some ribbons. I got some ribbons that I'm going to try to sell. For two reasons. One of them is to rush. I want to sell to get 50 plot to rush. What's his face? Haro, because I'm impatient. I can wait 12 hours, but I don't feel like waiting 3 days, although I will if I have to. The other reason is to get, what is it? I need to get a new Warframe slot. Because I don't have any more, I don't think I have any more free Warframe slots. Equipment, inventory. No, so I don't have any more free slots. So I would need to dump one of my frames or buy a new slot, and I don't really want to dump any of my frames, so I'll just get a new slot. So I successfully farmed for Haro on stream. For his systems, at least. You didn't really watch me get his neuroptics, and you don't need to watch me farm for his chassis, because everyone and their brother has at least a dozen of them. In my case, I have like 10 dozen of them. I want to look at, however, helmets. I want to see if Haro has any good helmets. This is the only alternate helmet for Baruch, and I mean, it's not bad, but I don't think it's really that good either. I think it looks better than his base helmet, because in his base helmet he has like a man bun. Let's see, what is this helmet looking like? It's not bad. He has like throwables on his head. So if having if having one thurable isn't enough, you can have 3 thurables. 2 of them on your head. It is a Tenogen helmet. I don't really like that, to be honest. I don't like the helmet. This one I don't think it's terrible. I don't really know what his base helmet looks like, though. I forget what his base helmet looks like. Haro. Yeah, here's his base helmet. Honestly, I think his base helmet looks pretty neat. Right there. I know he has a Grax skin, because, of course he has a Grax skin. And I think, he only has a Grax skin? No, yeah, he only has one skin, in his Grax skin. He does, however, I know, have a deluxe skin. Yeah. Haro Recularity skin. It's part of the Haro Recularity bundle. So this, ooh. There's a heart. I don't know how I'd like that, though. It's kinda... It looks a lot like a Nova Atmos. Like a creepier Nova Atmos. A shattered being bound by void and will includes the Horror Killer skin, Rintuo Spear Gun skin, and the Etheria armor set. I don't know. Maybe I'll save up to get this bundle. I really like the Spear Gun skin, though. It's my favorite. It's one of my favorite skins, and this armor set's pretty nice looking too. So whenever I get Haro, maybe, just maybe, I'll have to save up for his deluxe skin. Even though I think Haro looks pretty neat. I think he looks pretty neat by himself, to be honest with you. I don't really... He's one of the... I think Haro is one of the best looking frames without any cosmetics. Like, base, I think Haro is one of the best looking frames. Hands down, my least favorite deluxe skin, the Vault Proto skin. What is that? The Vault Proto skin, in my opinion, is not good. The Valkyrie Grumsy skin, I don't like it that much, but it's not terrible. For some reason, it also doesn't have, like, the animation for it. It's just, if for some reason it doesn't. I'm not a huge fan of Excalibur Zato skin. I don't really like it that much. What else? Nyx has two of them. Both of them are pretty decent. They're kind of basic. Octavia has one for some reason, which I didn't even know about. And if you want to make your Octavia even shinier, Wukong has one. It's pretty neat looking. I'm not a huge fan of Wukong though. I will admit Wukong's a good frame, but Celestial Twin is just... it is the only reason people use them, really. I do like this one though. The Neza skin. Like, you can actually tell what gender Neza is here. And outside of normal Neza. But like, Neza got a wider chest. He bulked up some on the arms. You know, he looks like a man. Hold on. What are Neza's other skins? I'm curious. I'm halfway debating building Neza specifically only because you can build him really easily. Neza Divine Skin. Tenojin. 90 plat. It's pretty cool looking. Neza Daokon skin. Makes him look infested. If you wanted that. Whoops, that's Linus. Not the frame I wanted. Neza Yasha skin. This doesn't look bad either. Gotta say, I think this one's the best one out of the non-deluxe skins. I really like this Nova skin, specifically for the helmet and like color scheme. It's a pretty neat looking skin. So I don't really know when the cookout I'm supposed to attend, because I'm actually I am home alone right now, but my mother and my they decided not to go down to West Virginia. They instead said they decided that they're gonna wait until Father's Day, and they're gonna go down Father's Day. My sister and Tyler still went down this weekend, but I'm still home alone. I don't know where they're at right now. I'm assuming at the store or something. But I am going to a cookout with my to my grandmother's house later sometime today. I don't know when though, because I said I would be willing to go, and they said it was Saturday, and today's Saturday. But it is a cookout, so I'm not really like I'm pretty certain that it's not going to be until later, well, a little bit later. But I haven't been home since I woke up, so they're busy people. I, however, am not a busy person. Quite the opposite, actually. I have too much free time on my hands. So I got Haro. That's one frame down that I want to scratch off my list. The next is Hildurin. Then after that, Grendel. To farm Hildurin, I need to farm the Explorer Orb, which I don't want to do, but I know I can. Especially with my my new addition of my 2 format of my Inaros, because I fought the Explorer Orb solo before I formed my Inaros at all. And now that I have formed my Inaros twice and refined his build, I am fairly confident that I will without too much difficulty, be able to farm the Explorer Orb. The question is, do I have the willpower to farm the Explorer Orb? Because I had the willpower to farm Haro. I truly did. But do I have the willpower to farm for Hildurin? I don't know. Do I have the sickness for the thickness that is Hildurin? Because by God, is she a wide person. Like you got Inaros, who's pretty skinny. You got Nova, who's pretty skinny too. She's a very fit physique. You got like Mesa, who's pretty fit. You got Valbon, who's kind of wide. He that's mostly like a coat though. You can tell that he's not actually just built like that. And then you got Grendel, and he's got a pot belly. You know, he's obviously eaten one or too many kavats. But then there's Hildurin. And then there's Hildurin. And Hildurin is just, I think her calves are wider than my entire body. Yeah. All jokes aside, I don't even really know her abilities that well. This ability is really good. Become invulnerable for a brief moment after shields are depleted. That's really good because that allows you to get your shields back up. Balefire, charge and launch devastating bolts of fire. So unlike most frames with exalted weapons, most warframes have their exalted weapons as their final ability. However, Hildurin has hers as her first ability. Another thing with Hildurin is that she doesn't have any energy. You can see her energy right there is 0 to start off with. And that's because she just straight up doesn't have energy. And rather than using energy for her abilities, rather she uses shields for her abilities. So she is similar to Haro. Hildurin and Haro, outside of having similar names, are actually very similar frames. Both have Hildurin has the highest shields of any frame, obviously. Haro has the second highest shields of any frame. Second only to Hildurin, obviously. But this is interesting. I was speaking about how Haro and Hildurin are similar, but this music Oh, that's unsettling. That is unsettling. Rel, I love you, buddy. Ooh, that made me feel uncomfortable. Especially because I have full surround headphones in, and he, ooh. I didn't, oh, does it always do that? I thought, oh. Oh, I don't want to dwell on the screen for too long, then. Ooh. That's new. Hold on.
Excellent armaments, operator. Please return.
Covered in blood.
Safe and sound.
If I go to Warframes, and I go to Haro, yeah, it doesn't do it in the market. Huh, I knew, I read up on the wiki that every so often when you're in Haro's ability menu, Rel says rap tap tap every so often when you're in its ability menu. However, I didn't read on the wiki that it happens when you're in the market. Can't say I'm a fan of it, though. I think, oh, okay, I say I can't say I'm a fan of it. I actually really like that. That was really interesting and quite fun, actually. Cool Easter egg. And Rel is one of the main reasons I really like Haro. But that was uncomfortable, Rel. You know, some personal space, would ya? No, please. Anyways, to avoid that uncomfortable situation anymore, I will sit in the market instead. So Haro, he sacrifices shields to boost reload speed and fire rate while converting damage inflicted onto enemies into health for Haro and nearby allies. So as you can see, duration is, for 100 shields, is 1.56 seconds. And just like Hildren, that ability uses shields and not energy. He also sacrifices, I think, is that the only ability where he sacrifices his health? I thought there's another one where he yeah. No, here it is. It casts a wave of energy that chains enemies where they stand, and each enemy held reinforces Haru's shields. So, his first ability gives him shields, his second ability takes away the shields. So those two kind of feed into each other. Whereas Hildren just has really crazy shield reload, shield regen, and all of her abilities use shields. And she also has like max I don't know where her max shields are, but it's somewhere in the thousands if you have the correct mods on her. She gets stupid amounts of shields. Ooh. Just the fact that whenever you're looking at them in your arsenal does this. I don't know how I feel about it, to be honest with you. But I really like horror, as you know, and I really like Eldritch horror, as you also know. I have a Cthulhu cup and many other of the Cthulhu items that I've shown you, and a Cthulhu book that I read to you. In Haro, the main two reasons why I really like Haro is because Haro, he does, he really encapsulates Eldritch horror really good, in my opinion. As a connoisseur of Eldritch horror, in many forms, and from many people, many writers, I don't know if DE meant to have Haro be a Eldritch horror type character, but I really do think that he's a good one. Specifically with the Chains of Horror quest. Yeah, I saw you said tap tap tap, and I was going to correct you, but you corrected yourself, so good on you. But Haro really, the quest encapsulates Eldritch Horror very good, in my opinion. I'll have to play it through, because it's been years since I played through the quest. Probably about 2 years since I played through the quest. A lot of people didn't like the Chains of Horror quest. They said that it tried to be scary, but it wasn't scary. I personally thought that it wasn't extremely scary, but I mean, I really liked it from what I remember of it. I thought it was annoying. I remember that much of it. But I'll have to play it through now that I have some better equipment, and so I'll be able to, you know, bust through it a little easier. But yeah, having Rel in this static is very, very cliche Eldritch Horror. In my book, having the Void Wind. Ooh, I really like that. However, the main reason why I want Haro is Covenant. And, whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. Covenant, protect nearby allies with an energy force that absorbs all damage and converts it to critical bonus for all those under the Covenant. Headshots are amplified even further. So, Covenant legitimately makes you invincible, and makes you stronger while you're invincible. Haro is the only frame in the game that can quite literally make you invincible. Wisp can make herself invincible. Other frames can make you practically invincible, but the only person that can make you legitimately invincible is Haro. And that's why I think he is a very, very good frame. He's kind of complicated to use, though, so he's more of like a late game frame. A lot of this is me talking about Warframe and not me actually playing Warframe, and I hope you're okay with that, because, you know, I personally like talking about Warframe. Especially when I'm avoiding, you know, playing Warframe. As in, farming. This song, Smiles from Jiran, is obviously quoted in The Sacrifice. And the writer of it, Kevin, what's his name? He writes all the music for Warframe. Most of it, at least. I forget what his name is. But Take the Pain Away, Smiles from Jiran, the same song. And it originally had lyrics. And I had the lyrics, I looked at them and I read them, but I forgot what they were. I did that a lot better. Apparently, the game thinks I did that a lot better than I feel I did that. So I messed up a good chunk of that. This Is What You Are is really hard for me to play. Whoops. I really messed that up. I can... What is this? Oh, I can add... Wait, what? What did I do? What? I'm confused. Let's put this back in pentatonic minor. Okay, it does this every so often. I don't know if it does it for you, because I know you have Ishazen also. But every so often, if I accidentally change the scale of it, it'll, even if I put it back in the correct scale, it's... we'll say it's wrong. Maybe that's just a me thing, I don't know. Tyler has the same Shawson you do, and I haven't really asked him if he has that issue, but he hasn't really used his Shawson that much. Whoops. Why play Guitar Hero when you can play Shawson instead? I'm actually really bad at Guitar Hero. I played that song worse. Once Awake is the most boring song. Even Tenno's Awakening is more interesting in my opinion. I wish they, I don't know, I hope they had more songs to play. 'Cause I've already mastered most of them outside of We All Live Together and This Is Who You Are. Let's try that again. I'm gonna try this one more time and then I'll stop boring you with my Shawson. Close enough. I just, C rotation on Onslaught? Why? Are you asking for Korra? Are you trying to get Korra? Let me look up. Sanctuary... I'm pretty sure it's Wave, Zone 8. No, Zone 6 I'm pretty sure is C rotation. Onslaught. Are you asking for Elite Sanctuary Onslaught or Sanctuary Onslaught? They're two different things. Okay, so you're trying to get Korra. I have Korra's chassis. It comes from, I think the B rotation on normal Sanctuary Onslaught. I have two of her chassis, I believe, actually. I can just look up how to get, oh, you probably already looked up how to get Korra's stuff. Hold on. Mechanics, don't care. Light Sanctuary Onslaught. I just want the rewards, yeah. Here we go. 2 zones is rotation A, 4 zones rotation A, 6 zones rotation B, 8 zones rotation C. So rotation A has Korra chassis blueprints, that is on zones 2 and 4. Rotation B has Korra's neuroptics blueprint, and that is on zone 6. And rotation C has her blueprint itself and her systems, which are on rotation, or zone 8. And it is, respectively, from each part, it is 8% for her chassis blueprints, it is 9% for her neuroptics, and about 11% for her blueprint itself and her systems blueprint. Just the basics, you need a blueprint. Her blueprint is rotation C, so wave, or zone 8. And there's a 11% chance to drop. So, now you know. And I hope I could help you out with that. I don't really know how I feel about Korra. I haven't really looked at her abilities much. I see people playing Korra more than people playing Baruch, so you know, I guess that's, if that's anything to go by. Because nobody plays Baruch, unfortunately, even though Baruch's actually kind of good. Nobody plays Holder either, because, you know, both of them are also really annoying to get. Passive. The first is Kavat Venari, fights by Korra's side and provides her with a 15% speed boost while active. If killed, Venari will appear after 45 seconds. So her first ability is her whip. I knew about that one. Her second, ensnare. Bind a hapless target in living metal, entangling others who stray too close. The claw will refresh the trap, allowing it to capture more enemies. Venari. So the Venari is her third ability itself. So command Venari to focus on a target, hold the cycle between attack, protect, and heal postures. If Venari is killed, use the ability to revive her instantly. So it costs 0 to actually bring her out. However, it costs 40 energy to revive her instantly. But you can just wait 45 seconds and she'll revive by herself without using energy. And she has a 20 energy for a mark. I'm assuming that is to mark for attack. Speed multiplier 1.5 times. Strangle Dome. Strangle Dome is the ability that most people with Korra use. That's her defensive ability. You have a dome of living chain that ensnares and strangles any enemy within, and any foolish enough to approach. Fools outside the trap will try to hasten their comrades' deaths by shooting them. Crack Whip Claw on the dome further to damage any trapped enemies. Interesting. I think it should be interesting for him to get. Plus, she doesn't seem too hard to actually farm, because at least Extra Onslaught is pretty easy. So she does have a signature melee and a signature sidearm. Heat, cold, electricity, or toxin. Choose any element and launch a flurry of death coils. This sidearm's interesting. So there's this sidearm. It allows you to choose the damage type. Interesting, interesting. How do you get... Oh, you just get the blueprint. You need the Bolto and the Viper. Might build it. Might build it. Korra has some interesting cosmetics, I'm pretty sure. She's getting deluxe skin. I'm pretty sure you already knew that, though, because you watched the newest dev stream. But I mean, just admit it, you only want Korra because she has chains and whips, you know. I know you're into that sort of thing, so I'm not judging. I'm just pointing out. I'm curious how Venari works, though. If you have like another pet active, so you could have like 2 pets with your Venari and suppose like another Kubra or Kavat. That'd be interesting. Oh, you do not hate me. If you hated me, you wouldn't be dating me. You know that for a fact. I think Baruch he looks like the most person to be using an instrument. Because he's the pacifist Warframe, he's just sitting there while all of his enemies are asleep and he's just playing the Shazam. Even though my sleeping ability has no duration on it. It's just by design. It's supposed to be like that, actually. Oh, what are you doing that for? There's actually currently a Baro Katir. I don't know. Baro has a few more hours around. I might get the Baro Katir arrow skin because he has the arrow skin right now for us, and I don't know if I want to get it or not. Specifically because I kind of like the arrow for the Daiku already. Like, I think it looks pretty cool. And the Dread arrow looks fine to me also. One thing I have for some reason I don't know how to use actually is the arrow scan. I don't know why it's a gear item. I don't know how to I don't know why, you know, it's there, but it is. Actually, I do want to equip these though. Energy and ammo restores. And why not shield restore? Even though I only want the restores for Naros, who doesn't have shields, so you know. Not really much point in there, is it? Do I have the ability to make any bigger ammo restores? Looks like no. Yeah, the answer is no on that one. That's alright. What other frames are there, though? I'm interested in getting Gara, but I don't really care to farm for her because I don't think her abilities are that good. Hydroid may be the best pirate you've ever seen, but that doesn't make him good. I had Nyx at one point. I can do the quest for Revenant. I might get him next and say fuck Hildurin and get Revenant instead. Mag, I don't like Mag, but I definitely can see how she's not as bad as people say she is. Octavia, I really wanted to get Octavia a long time ago. I was like, yo, Octavia looks really sick. And then, like, I saw how you farmed her, and then I changed my mind. Because, by God, I don't like farming Lua and Orc and Derelicts. I just don't. And I don't have any of her parts yet. Other than the Man the Cord itself, which you get from the quest. I have the blueprint for it, too. Everyone who plays Nazo pretty much only plays Nazo because either they themselves are a trap or because they realize that Nazo is easy to build. People who have Equinox are the people who are either too poor or too stupid to realize to just get Equinox Prime because it's just as easy to get Equinox Prime as it is to get Equinox. And that's a fact, you can quote me on that. People who have Atlas, everybody who has Atlas only has Atlas because of One Punch Man. That is also a fact. Pretty much everyone who has Atlas uses a gold and red coloration on him. those are my Warframe hot takes. So Warframe hot takes on some Warframes I have. Ash for people who like anime but don't like One Punch Man. Instead, they prefer Naruto. Who else we got? Right now was for Master Rank like 3 people who don't have any other frames. Nova is either for people who really don't have anything else to do with their time in farming the Raptor, or people who actually know what they're semi-doing in defense missions, or people who like traps. I'm not gonna say which of those 3 I am, but I'm gonna say that I actually know semi what I'm doing in defense missions, and also I had nothing else better to do but to farm the Raptors. So look like Valbon from, or All Might from My Hero Academia, and they're operated by Deku. That's neat. I mean, there's not really much you can make your Valbon look like. He kind of sucks, to be honest with you. I have Valbon Prime, so he looks kind of not garbage, and I have Valbon Citadel skin. Make him look kind of not like garbage. However, I have his Armistice helmet, which Michael gave me this idea actually, and I haven't done it yet. But Michael gave me the idea to make my Valbon look like someone from Fortuna, because the Armistice helmet really makes you look like someone from Fortuna. And I haven't gotten around to it yet, but I plan on doing so. The only skins I don't have for him are his Greg's skin and his Suppressor skin. His Greg's skin sucks ass, so I don't really care about it. His Suppressor skin is kinda good, I guess. It's kinda jiggly in the back for some reason. His helmet looks really weird. But I suppose it's better than normal Valbon. It's not exactly hard, though, to be honest with you. I'd probably take his Suppressor skin, put his Armistice helmet on him, and boom, you got something for Fortuna right there. Let's see. What coloration do people have in Fortuna? Mostly like blues and grays and whites. Yeah. Let's see. Let's go for like white.
An unexpected color combination, operator.
Have this be a dark gray.
Bleeding. Please.
Here you go. And you have both your, well, actually I don't know if I like this one a lot. Hold on, let me switch this one out real quick. I'll switch it out for a blue. Here you have someone for Fortuna, and also the ugliest Valbon I've ever seen in my life. But to be honest, my other 2 Valbons are very gaudy. Both of my Valbons are shiny as hell. And then there's this Valbon, who looks like this apparently. Because why not? Now he's gonna come up and punch you. Lord have mercy. I actually don't even like the Valbon animation set that much. I honestly might put his the Umbra animation on him. Because I have the Umbrella animation on, I have the Umbrella animation on my Inoros. because the normal Anaros animation makes them look like a shambling zombie. And you know, as much as I like the shambling zombie look on my normal Anaros, this one right here, I don't really like it a lot on my other, my more formal Anaros. Kind of shambles around. And this version of Anaros, if I take, this is just a base Anaros. If I take and just go like this, oh, that coloration on Anaros skin is actually pretty cool looking. I have to try that out. But if you got your normal Anaros, the only differing thing from this Anaros and my Anaros is he's just vibrant. They're the same. He looks shinier. But to be honest with you, I kind of like this. I kind of like this look. Hold on. I just want to check this out. Catch my drift real quick. If I could put on like, nope, that instantly turns into eye bleeding gold. Wait, no, I do have some tans. Yeah, like this. I forgot I had the tans in the Twilight skin. And then make this one like a red type color. And then this one blue. Blue. Let's go with this blue. And the accents should also be blue. Not gonna lie, that actually looks pretty good. That actually looks pretty good. Maybe switch out this and this. Now it looks better. So there you go. If you ever want to have a authentic Anaros while still having no toes in your Anaros because sausage toe is down here, just do this coloration on your Anaros. The more you know. Anyways, since half of the stream has me legitimately sitting in my orbiter not doing anything, I think it is about time for the stream to end, unless you're really finding it interesting me playing my Shazin in my orbiter and giving my opinion on random things. Okay. Opportunity. You mind that, buddy. Thank you. Nope, you're still there. You chose to sit down. Of all places. You chose to sit down right there. His feet remind you of froggy feet? I think they look like sausages to me. They look straight up like sausages. I haven't really looked at many frog feet, to be honest with you. Or you meant dog feet. I read the first one. I mean, they do look like dog feet, I suppose. But I'm specifically talking about his toes. His toes are sausage toes, and his fingers are also sausage fingers. Like just look at the lad. What are other furry Obviously, Inaros is the main furry frame. He is just straight up a dog. We got Zephyr, who's a bird. You got that furry. That's pretty much it. We got Saren, who's a snake. If you count snakes. And Ed Grendel, who's a pumpkin. I'm sure there's someone who's into that. Like a werewolf. No, he just says sausage toast. He like, you know, you got the sausage like links. You know, like your breakfast sausages, not the patties, but the actual tubes. That's what he has for toes. That are like caterpillars, caterpillar toes. That's a good insult. If you really want to throw someone off guard and throw them for a loop, call them caterpillar toes. You know, really get into their psyche. Just, man, look at caterpillar toes over here. Especially like while they're wearing shoes or like open-toed shoes. You just like, but if they're wearing shoes, it really like it would really mess with their head because you know you can't even see their toes. Maybe that's just me. I find that kind of funny though. I don't know why. You can get the Taj Mahal helmet for Inaros. And weirdly enough, this is the only helmet that I know of that actually has a mouth on it. And the semblance of eyes. That's interesting to me. But I'll stick with my shiny Inaros. Honoring Baro Katir by using this warframe. Even though Baro Katir does not deserve to be honored, because by God, he's a douchebag. But anyways, I've been streaming for just about 2 hours, and a good hour of it as we've been sitting in the orbiter just randomly talking about stuff, so I'm gonna end the stream here then. Instead of boring you to death anymore with my opinions and facts on random things. So yeah. Bye now.